Tekken 8 DLC, Season 3, final character, Yujiro Hanma, coming in 2027. Anime character from Baki. I liked the trailer. I watched it live. I was excited to see who they were going to announce because I was like, probably it's not Tifa. I wanted to be light, so to see who they put in the game. So they put this character who is from a popular anime. I say popular because I personally know of it, though I haven't watched it. Like I've kind of seen things around. I think there's an actual game kind of like Punch-Out, which I might try to play that. So I thought it was a really cool trailer. When I was watching it, I couldn't help feeling a slight sinking feeling. The sinking feeling was, I don't know the character, I don't know the property, or I'm in touch with it. Mind you, I didn't know Clive either, but I knew Final Fantasy. Actually, I played the prologue to that Final Fantasy that Clive was in. So I thought that was cool. But this one, I was like, I really don't know why or who he is. I mean, I googled it shortly after. Strongest creature on Earth ever loses feet of platoon at age 15, all that jazz. But no, I have no connection, so it's like, all right, that's season 3. I wanted Bob, I wanted Lay, so I got what I asked for. I just hope that there's more actual quality of life features. That's what I'm looking for. But there's another stage that comes with them. The original stage, I guess, kind of based on the show, which should be cool. But it just got me thinking, you know, we have these characters where I grew up in an era where all these fighting games, whether it's Street Fighter, whether it's Mortal Kombat, Tekken, all of the fighting games and beat 'em ups were based on martial arts, karate, movies and properties like that. You know, Street Fighter, I was all about it because it was, you know, get two guys wearing a gi, kind of like Karate Champ, but over the top, more fluid. You know, karate martial arts. That was big in the 80s. You know, karate, everybody at karate school, Tiger Showman karate advertisements. The Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know who remember those, but you know, a lot of the characters, especially in Tekken, that you're looking at on the screen, martial law. It's Bruce Lee. You know, Enter the Dragon, Game of Death costume right there. You know, Mortal Kombat, which is heavily on, you know, martial arts films. You know, Johnny Cage, you know, being for Van Damme, and then Van Damme, you know, actually being a skin in this last Mortal Kombat. And mind you, they still are heavily into the movie properties, very much so. Heavily into where they put RoboCop in there, they put the T-1000 in there. What else did they put? They put Conan the Barbarian, they put the Terminator in there. You know, a little science fiction, Rambo, and martial arts, but they've always kept up their action film motif. And the whole game seems like it's based on loosely based on the theme to Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon. You know, in Tekken, like I said, martial laws here, but we also have characters like Raven, it's Wesley Snipes, combination of Blade and Demolition Man Wesley Snipes. Who else can be depicted? I'm trying to think off the top of the head. But you know, King's based on the rest of I guess I don't know if he's called Tiger or something like that, or Tiger Mask. Live action properties, martial artists. One in particular. Now Bob, I'm believing Bob is based on, tell me if I'm wrong, but Beverly Hills Ninja, Chris Farley. I could be wrong, but I want to be right there. That's who Bob is living. You haven't heard of Beverly Hills Ninja, Chris Farley, great comedian, going too soon. Check that out. But we've moved into a time where some people dislike it. Where not too many months ago, they're saying no more anime characters. You don't want anime characters in our game. I think they spoke on it loosely, talking about Mary Zoe and her abilities and what she can do. This character is directly from an anime manga. Everybody seems to be perfectly fine with it. Many people are excited. I'm happy with it. I'm not upset that this character's in the game. So I'm just pointing out how the games when they were some movies, there's no the martial arts film, action films that we used to know, and these games just take inspiration from. It's no longer a thing. I'm not seeing it. I mean, the one character you could say from this game, Victor, he's probably the closest to John Wick. To going that way. Thinking action and martial arts. So that's modern day, but you don't really see that in the movies. A lot of it's MMA is what's over boxing is the combat sport of this, I would say, generation. Really, boxing in itself isn't really watched as much as it used to be. Mind you, it's still it's still there, but MMA is definitely taking on quite the big audience. You see that reflected in games like Street Fighter 6, or my friend's like, oh, this character. I was like, look, Luke looks like he would be training in
ready for the next battle.
Well, not a dojo, but in MMA type class. Just his style and his swagger, what he does. Whereas Ryu and Ken were the tiger showmen of 80s and 90s, training karate. Marissa, other MMA type characters, kind of fit the mold of today, to resonate with today's climate audience of what they're seeing. And currently you have they're drawing more so from anime with this one character. This probably has more action and martial arts than anything live action that we've seen in a while. The big martial arts film or better yet, action movies now are superhero, Marvel films. Daredevil, the martial arts, Iron Fist, if you remember. And I think also, I could be wrong, somebody can clarify, or, I don't want to say challenge me, but I could be wrong, but is that why you don't see Deadly in Street Fighter? Because the popularity of boxing isn't really hype as it used to be. I mean, mind you, they put the characters in the job. But I might, this might be dictated real fast if they announce Deadly for the next Street Fighter DLC. It's something to think about, in terms of, they put in, what's his name? What's the guy's name? Luke, and then you got the other guy. His name is totally slipping my mind. But the one boxer that they had, they came to the game last year. Not last year, Street Fighter 5. And so one boxer makes an appearance back in this game. There's a new character last game. I didn't even think he was going to make it in this game. Ed. His name's so basic I couldn't even remember it. Ed. Ed is the boxer of Street Fighter 6 right now, currently. Does he possess the, is he wearing a boxing outfit? Does he have a boxing costume? Like shorts? Not like, Steve doesn't even look the part really. I said it. Outside, but I mean, you can fit him to look like a boxer. Just want to look here to see what Ed's outfits are.
Get ready for the next battle.
Street Fighter, yeah, Ed's Street Fighter 6 costumes are not a traditional boxer in a ring. Here's the one with the hoodie. I think he has gloves on. And then he has costumes where he's, I was gonna say with the skinny jeans, what have you. jacket, no shirt underneath. So he doesn't even look like a traditional boxer from a boxing ring. And I just wonder if they, these characters are like this right now because there's no, they're skipping them for these games because the popularity isn't there for the boxing sport. Though these characters are enjoyed, like Steve. I think Steve has Steve has an alternate costume of his trunks and whatnot. No, he has the one where he has the British, whatever, walking the streets. I like how when I type in Steve into Google Tekken 8 costumes, I get Steve from Minecraft. Just a little more popular. But here's the nostalgia costume.
Round 3. Fight.
Those are my thoughts. Just kind of, we're seeing, and it's been for a while now. I think I'm just noticing it because I'm in that era of martial arts films and action films, and the inspiration being drawn from there. Where now it's still drawn from today's world, but it's not like it was in the past. A lot more people taking my MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu over karate and taekwondo or kung fu. Not that those styles are bad or not existent. With we're just talking about what's popular and what's making it into games as fighting styles. So if people want to see more fighting styles, at least for Tekken, it's definitely swayed toward anime. And this character, to me, what I saw, it's like it stamps it. Anime, the action. Kung Fu flick of its time today, where more people are, consuming that. Baki's a very big, popular series, so there you go. We got the world's strongest creature. But I tell you what, we're going to be training up our law, and I can't wait to beat him. He's unbeatable. People are saying they want him to stand back up. I don't care. My character is going to ask him, "Do you want to learn martial arts?" In return. So yeah, I'm waiting to fight him. He's supposed to know all of the martial arts, but once he gets beat by my law, he will be asked if he wants to learn martial arts from my character. So take that. But that should be fun later. As I said, early 2027. So we got a while. I want to see Bob. It wasn't gameplay. It was a teaser of comic shorts and enough to hype people up. And I think that was good. Now keep people from having to guess about it. And they say that the sales have gone up exponentially. Picking up Tekken. Just from hearing that announcement, so hopefully the game will be flooded with new players that stick around. Mitsu probably picked up the pass, and hopefully the patch this week will be awesome. We shall see. Now, catch you on the next one.